Well, Elizabeth, thank you once again for making time for me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And first off, I was hoping you could just talk a little bit about your experience of retroactive jealousy.
Yeah, so I had it bad. It started maybe 4 years ago. I was dating someone and it was going really well for like the first year. I kind of started having these mental movies and negative thoughts and emotions about his past that really just came out of nowhere. It felt like an out of body experience where I was all of a sudden just irrational all the time in my thought processes, and I just couldn't handle any of them. And I've always been a very upbeat and happy and rational person, so it was really foreign to me to feel like that. And so he was looking up solutions for retroactive jealousy, and then he found your book. And so we started there, and I ordered it, and
Oh, there it
I
is.
read.
That's the old school
Sometimes I read
version.
it now, just like to remind myself, like, don't ever go down this path again, because it's something that I'll always know is possible for me, but that I have overcome and don't ever want to fall back into. So then I did that, and I was like, this is nice. This is really good, but I want more. So then we found the class. And so he was like, I'll pay for it. Just please, like, take this thing. So I did. I'd have this thought process and I'd get these irrational thoughts. And then, like, a day later, I wouldn't even remember what it was. And that was just so helpful. And what I always tell people on the Facebook forum, I like to comment on it as like a survivor. And I'm like, don't ask questions. Like, whatever you can do, don't ask questions. That's the
Absolutely.
number one thing I would recommend to anybody having this situation, going through this.
What are some of the other
And
benefits you got out of the course, if you had to sort of pin some down?
uh, it gave me a lot of self-confidence. It made me realize that, like, putting your partner on a pedestal, that's not good. And once I removed him from that pedestal, I realized that I was I was okay because I didn't have all of these expectations that I held him to. And I guess just confidence in knowing that I'm enough for myself. It just kind of set me into motion down like a much happier path.
If you had to compare your relationship now to back when you were struggling with retroactive jealousy, I mean, how is it different now, would you say? How do you feel differently?
I worked through it ultimately in a different relationship, and that's how I can call myself a survivor, because it you made a good point that, like, switching partners isn't going to change that. It's going
Mm.
to be within you, no matter who you're with. And it was in my next relationship, and that's where I really worked through it. But the comparison was that I just felt trapped all the time. Like my brain was in jail with all these terrible thoughts and I just couldn't escape them. It was the first thing I would think about every single morning, the last thing at night. I would have dreams about it all the time. And it was so frustrating because I was like, really, even in my sleep, I can't escape this. That's a slap in the face because I just want peace of mind. And I couldn't find it anywhere. And then as I continued to work on myself, I finally came to a point where I was like, it just doesn't matter. And I was never able to tell myself that before. And so my second boyfriend would tell me, like, it doesn't matter. Why do you care? And I hated that response because I was like, it does matter. It does matter to me. It's very important. I need to know these details. Like, can you just answer one more question? And then I was like, oh my gosh, it actually doesn't matter. Like, he was right. So it just kind of clicked. I really think building up confidence helped with that, loving myself more. And this course helped me so much with that. After that transformation, I just felt free. Like, we can go anywhere, we can do anything, and I don't have to worry about it. I'm not anxious about it.
That's great.
It it was a very freeing feeling, and I am the happiest I've ever been in my life because I can be in a relationship and be happy in it. Like, we go somewhere and we have good times. It's not questions and arguments. I'm not, making him frustrated. It's not like the tense and awkward situations anymore. It's just happy.
So if you had to
Yeah.
share a message to anyone watching this struggling with retroactive jealousy, what would it be?
It sounds cliche, but don't give up. You can't give up. And for some people, it's like people who want to get in shape and it's like, oh, I'm never going to get there. No, but you will. You will. I'm a strong person, but I'm not like beyond stronger than most people. There's nothing special about me that allowed me to get over this. It's just that I wanted to, and so I did. If someone wants to find their peace of mind and feel happy in their lives, don't let this consume you anymore. Don't let it get to you anymore, because it's irrational and there's nothing wrong with you, but you will get through this. You just have to be patient and keep putting in the work. Absolutely. Don't ask questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
That forum on Facebook, if anybody watches this and isn't part of that, please join, because there are so many people going through this struggle with you. Remember that you're not alone, because it's not uncommon. We live in a stressful world and this kind of stuff can happen to us. So keep pushing.
Keep pushing.